Hello, everyone. Welcome to our end of the month, December life testimonial event. I'm Marla Stegman. Sonia was not able to be on tonight. I am a Sapphire and I live in North Dakota. Most of the year, we go to Arizona here on the 10th of January to spend a few months because it's very cold up here. I see Cheryl's, there we go. Okay, Cheryl's in. And we are so excited to have this mother-daughter duo on tonight. Megan and I met in 2019. Oh my gosh, you guys wore the same sweater. That's
I
speaking
wondered
of
if
like,
that would happen.
love it. Um, Back in 2019, after I hit Emerald, and it was a great personal growth event, coaching event, and Megan and I bonded there with what's your, which son was it that was the baby then?
It was Hunter.
Hunter.
Hunter, and then we've had two more after that, so we have five boys total.
Yes. So she had this newborn baby with her, and I was so impressed how she had rented a car and went to Utah. Um, didn't kind of got lost in the mountains, but we made it to our event and life changing. That's one thing about this uh, health business journey is you will grow, and that is the blessings of this business. So we want to get started, keep it kind of short tonight, and we'll start with Cheryl, her mom, who started first, I believe. I don't know, I can't remember the whole story, but Cheryl and I are about the same age, I think. You're like 60.
I'm going to turn 63 next in January 20th.
Okay, I'll be 63 in August. So we're really close in age. So this is our second profession, right? For both of us.
Yes.
So I'll let you get started, Cheryl.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It cracks me up that it says Sonia because you logged in as her. But anyway, this is really funny because I was wondering, I was like, I should text Maggie to see if she's wearing this sweater. So here we are at 60 and mid 30s. But anyway, Alita had gotten these for a group of us. And so anyway, it's comfortable and it's warm. And yesterday it was 70 degrees in Tennessee. And today it dropped 40 degrees, 30. It's 30 out. So it was a shock. It's one thing when the temperature goes down. But anyway, thank you so much. Yes, my name is Cheryl Muller, and I'm a diamond ambassador. I've been with Plexus since July of 2016. So my story is a little different. I actually ended up joining Alita. So Alita Langford is my upline. And I joined in order to support her business. I was friends with her. Just like honestly, the friendship had really just begun. And I taught some sign language to her older stepdaughter, and I just and then we went to church for a little while. We did Bible study, and then we did this home Bible study. It was like this mixture of things. And then her first husband had passed away, and so my husband and I came alongside of her, and one of the things we thought we could do to support her was, you know what, we could purchase Plexus. A little bit before that, I started, just so you guys know this, okay? Because sometimes I know it's like, oh, I wish that they would, catch the vision or understand that triplex is a great starting point or whatever it is. I started as a Mega X preferred customer. Okay. So that's all I bought. She managed to talk me into it one time. I was over at her house. I said something about cholesterol, and then she whipped around that corner and she had her laptop and she's like, well, you could just buy Mega X. I mean, literally, that is what she did. It was the funniest thing. Like she was waiting for me because I didn't understand what Plexus was. I just kind of watched her and I was like, what is that pink drink? And I actually made a pact with one of my other friends that we would be the only two out of the friend group that would not join Plexus or drink that pink drink because I don't know what's in there. Right. So, but in the end, actually, both of us did end up joining. And so anyway, so that's really how I started. And I thought, well, if I'm buying the products, I guess I better take them. But everybody laughs because I took them really slowly. And it was like barely taking them. I was afraid. And so, but then I eventually, I was like, I don't know what this bio cleanse is, maybe I'll take one. And then it was like a half of a stick of Slim to begin with, all the crazy stuff, you guys. So you see it, you hear it, and you think, oh my gosh, this person is never going to catch the vision. Well, you can. Um, so it took me a while to really see results. And again, one, I started a little bit slower, but two, it really was 6 months. And I believe that it was really working on my gut health and on the inside. And then as 6 months hit, because really it was 6 months. And I started to lose some weight. I went down to Meg's, and she lived in Florida at the time. And I was annoyed because I kept having to pull my shorts up. And because I had lost weight when I was finally got on the scale or whatever, come January, I was down like 25 pounds. And so, and like my story is really kind of funny. So Alita would always try and get me to post. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And one time we were gathering together. She's like, oh my gosh, like I'm taking a picture of you. Let's write up a post. And we were kind of on my page and kind of writing up a post. And she would let me look at it or whatever. She posted it. Like I didn't even have a say in it. And and she did other things like she would take my phone and go live on Facebook and say, Cheryl, tell us about the new package. I was like, oh, I mean, so she would do things like that to me. So, we like to have fun. We work hard. But, I started with the triplex and the Mega X and, eventually added, all a bunch of other products. But really, I started to lose weight. I didn't want to face the fact that I had to lose weight, but I did. So I started losing weight. I don't have seasonal allergies anymore. The big thing was one day in the spring, Megan says, oh my gosh, Mom, you have not had a migraine. And I didn't. I used to suffer with migraines where I was in bed for 3 days. And so I forgot about it because I didn't have them. So I didn't have migraines anymore. I used to be addicted to sugar. I would eat so much chocolate that it would make me sick every single night. I had a special drawer in my house just for chocolate, and I would eat so many M&Ms literally every night. I would be sick, and I'm like, why do I do this to myself? But I didn't understand the gut-brain connection. And so, so I don't have sugar cravings anymore. And, you sleep great, your mood's great. And then lastly was really my hormones. I was on hormones and I was able to come off of them when I added X Factor Plus. So, it was just amazing. I thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And a little bit before all that, Megan did join me as well. And she'll tell you that story. And what's really interesting is she caught the vision for the business before me. So, like Marla said, I had a career before. So I was a CPA running my own accounting firm. I had been for over 30 years. Why would I want to do network marketing? So that was kind of, I really just didn't have an interest in that. But what I found is the community was something that was totally unexpected. And I really did need it in that season of life because I started when I moved out to Tennessee when I was 50 and I had no friends. And I insisted I wasn't going to be able to make friends. And Meg's like, you'll make friends, Mom, I swear. And so, I made them through church and whatever. But Plexus was such a great, encouraging community. And I needed that. I was kind of sad in my life. I wasn't happy with the reflection in the mirror because I had gained so much weight because I had just ate myself. Like we just ate all kinds of junk when we moved here. I don't know what we were thinking. And we drank and we just, oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. So much processed food. It's no wonder I was 10 pounds over that weight that you say, I'm not going there. And I did. I was 10 pounds over. So, then I had seen people starting to go to convention and doing all those things. And I really stayed back and watched kids and did all that stuff. And, but I could see the vision for the business, through Alita, through Megan. And, that was really a choice I had to make. Like, do I want to do this, or not? And so, I slowly started sharing and things like that. And then by the time I hit Ruby, that was when I had to decide, like, do you want to do this or not? And that's when I said, yeah, I did want to do this because I felt like it really worked well in my season of life because it would be great. I said I wanted to retire my CPA firm and then I could do this and still have income. But I didn't even at that time I didn't even understand the concept of the freedom that we have to, so it's freedom, but it's freedom flexibility. It's not that you can't work. We tell people all the time, we work hard. We do work really hard. But we can choose when we work. I can go to the gym in the morning. That's another thing. I started exercising. I started lifting weights. I have a personal trainer now. Like, that's all happened over the 9 years. And so I have the freedom to do that in the morning. I can work in the afternoons and the evening, and I can create a schedule that I want. And I really love the personal growth. It's funny, I was talking to Alita today, and we were saying about how we are just not even the same people we were when we started Plexus. And we're just really thankful for all of that growth. It gives you confidence, you have resilience. Like if you lean into it, you just become this person. That's what it's about, really become, who you are becoming. And yeah, so and a fun fact is that Megan and I are one of two mother-daughter diamond teams. So the other one is Lori Bradford and Amber Miller, but soon Marianne Anderson and her mom are going to catch up. So there'll be three. But it's just fun. Megan and I always wanted to do life together, and it's really great, working together. And she'll tell a little bit more about her story. But what I have really learned is that this is the best opportunity out there. If you are willing to put in the work, the pay that you can have is unlimited, and you're impacting people's lives through their health, and helping their finances. And I've had single moms on my team who just cried when they could buy sports equipment without even worrying about it. And all that stuff. It's just it is meaningful what we do helping people. So the people who don't see it yet, don't let them stop you. You hold your vision for what this can be, Marla, Sonia, Helen, everything, you know what I mean? Like just stick with that vision. Don't let anyone get you off course, but work hard, stay focused, and do your best to help people and talk about the business. That's something that we didn't do to begin with. Talk about the business all the time. You can always default back to the products. Okay, if you're not looking for a stream of income, then these products are amazing and everyone could use them. So I'll end there and turn it over to Megan. She can pick up from there.
Okay, awesome. I'm still cracking up that we showed up in the same outfit. We also, over the other weekend, we had an event that we went to, and her and I, it was a sleepover thing. Her and I show up in that we have the same pajamas, the same sweatshirt, and we didn't plan any of it. So it's, it's just, it's fun. It's really fun. Part of my story is that growing up, I always used to tell my mom that I was going to buy the house next door to her. Like that was just something I always wanted. I wanted us to be neighbors, wanted us to live next door. And because of Plexus in 2020, we were able to move out here. We bought the house next door to my parents. We have a lot of acreage between us. My boys can run back and forth to Mom and Pop-Up's house. And really, it's just so fun that we get to do that. But that option only became available to us because of Plexus. My husband was able to go to his boss and say, this was before everyone was like working from home full time. At his job, they didn't let anyone work from home, right? It was just a temporary 2020 thing. And he went to his boss and he said, listen, he said, my wife just hit the top of the company. We do not financially need need me to work. And so I love what I do, but we're going to move out to Tennessee. And he said, I need to be able to work from home full time because we were living in Virginia. He said, I need to be able to work from home full time or I quit. And the boss said, we really want to keep you. So go ahead, you can work from home. Just don't tell anyone else yet because they weren't letting people permanently make that decision. And it's like he was able to go with so much confidence because we didn't need it, right? He's still working there because he loves what he does. He loves digital marketing, but it wasn't a need. And that's the thing about the financial opportunity that Plexus gives you is that money does not buy you happiness, but it gives you options to live life on your terms, right? We didn't have those options before this. We could have never gone and said, "Hey, we don't need this job," right? Because that was fully funding our family before. And I'm going to backtrack to the very beginning of our story when we got started on Plexus, through another job that Phil had, he was unexpectedly let go from his job. And when I was 20 weeks pregnant with our second baby, and we just kind of ended up in this, what I call a series of unfortunate events unfolding over that next year. And our kids ended up on Medicaid. And on top of that, we had $100,000 in student loan hanging over our heads. So there was literally no light at the end of the tunnel. We are struggling. And we're thinking, how are we ever going to pay off this debt? Like, I don't know when our life is going to turn around. And that's when we started Plexus. Really, we started it. We started for the products. I was exhausted. I had two kids at the time, two boys. They were 3 and 6 months when I started taking the products, and I was exhausted. I mean, I just got so tired of parenting my kids from the couch. That was the big appeal for me, is that I didn't fully understand what this was, but I saw my friends who were running around after their kids, and I thought, I want that same energy. I'm over here like barely keeping my eyes open on the couch. I want to be able to keep up with them. And financially, we really could not afford to buy these products, but we did. My husband could get on board with us supporting Alita, and my mom was like, "Here, just do it." Funny story. I signed up under the wrong Cheryl Muller for the first 3 months because we didn't even know what we were doing. That's how we started, okay? And so I started taking the products, and I will never forget this one morning. I started on the triplex, and I this one morning, it just like is one of those things that just sticks in my memory. And it was before I had my coffee, and I got up off the couch. My 3-year-old was like, "Come, mommy, come chase me." And so I got up off the couch and I started chasing him down the hallway. And I thought, well, this is weird because I don't run. And I haven't had coffee this morning. So what is going on? These products must really be working. And so I had started jumping on some different Zoom calls that were there and just seeing what is this? What is available to me? What is actually happening here? Loved the personal growth aspect and what I was hearing. And I saw how much people were making. And these were people that I knew. And so I thought, okay, like this is for real. And we really need this money. And so I decided I went to convention, my very first convention. I was a brand new silver. I had 3 people. I just had added my first 3. My husband was my third person. Again, I had a baby, a nursing baby, and I went out to Vegas. I decided the week before, and I went out. And that's really where I caught the vision for what this could be. I remember just standing there and hearing all of these top earners, knowing what they were making, and hearing them share about, one was introverted and the other one only had 200 friends on Facebook, and they had all of these different things. And I thought, if they can be successful and turn their life around, I can too. And so I came home and I told Phil, I'm going to do this. I said, I don't know how, but I'm going to the top, and I'm going to change the course of our family. I'm going to change our finances, because I was watching him take on these clients that he should have never been taking on. And he was so stressed out, and he's up at 3 in the morning trying to work. And it was rough. It was a very rough season of our life. And so we started doing Plexus. I became a completely different person in the best way possible, gained confidence that I never had before. And we grew pretty quickly to the top. And And we, that student loan debt that I shared about, we paid that off in 15 months because of Plexus. And every time I share that I paid off $100,000 in student loan debt in 15 months, it still catches me off guard because it seems so unreal, but it's my story. Like I wrote the checks, we paid it all off. But it just goes to show, that really your life can radically change. I was even just the other day, I was running around after one of my kiddos. He wanted to teach me how to play football. And so I'm out there and I'm chasing him and I'm running and I'm drinking my active. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like my kids get a completely different version of me as a mom because I said yes to Plexus. And they have opportunities that have opened up to them that were never possible before because financially we can say yes to those things. And it's not necessarily about the things, it's about the experiences for me. One of those visions that I had on my dream board was this giant playground for my kids when we bought a house, and for them to be able to run around and have that and have a pool and be the house that everybody wanted to come to. And that's our life now. We built with this custom playground. Our kids love it, their friends love it. And, we cash flowed a pool a few years ago. Everyone loves to come over. We are the house that people want to be at. And that was a prayer of ours. That was our heart. We wanted people to be able to come and enjoy and feel at peace there. And so there's so many things. I mean, I could tell so many different stories about things that were once just a vision on my dream board that are now our reality. But it all started with saying yes, right? It all started with just deciding, okay, let's do something different about our health. I'm tired of where we're at here. And then it was another yes of, okay, I'm tired of where our finances are. Let's make some changes and let's do this. And yes, there were hard days. And yes, there were times where I wanted to give up, but it was just one of those things that I said, you know what? No matter what, I'm making this happen. And when you have a determination in your heart to really transform things like that, you are able to just push through any obstacles that come your way. And I will tell you, any hard day that I have in Plexus is way better than the life we were living before Plexus because we just didn't have all of those options. And so I love that we get to travel now. We've taken our kids on different trips with us to Punta Cana and Hawaii, and they love that they were able to do that. My husband and I get away on trips together, which is something we never got to do. And so it just opened up a whole world of possibilities. So we're feeling better and we're actually able to enjoy life because we're not stressed out by all of the things that, that financial burden can bring upon you. And so it's just, I genuinely I enjoy every day. Like, I enjoy our life. I love where we're at. I love the life that we have built. And I'm so grateful that I took a chance on something that is viewed as unconventional and outside of the box. And that not everybody understood the decisions that I was making. But that's okay because I'm so, so grateful just for the life that I get to live every single day where I wake up and I get to create the life that I want and really get to enjoy it with the people that I want. And I get to say yes to the things that I want to say yes to and no to the things I want to say no to. And really, it's just been such a beautiful journey. And so that's what I got for you guys tonight. I'm going to turn it back over.
Oh, absolutely loved both your stories. It's just such a blessing to learn from your journey, both your journeys. And um, I have a couple questions, I guess, and both you can answer. But on a scale of, I guess, out of 10 people you asked to do the business, um, and take the products, how many say, yes, I want the business? On the average, would you say?
At first, they all say no.
Yes. Okay. I wanted, yeah, yeah.
Every single builder that I have pretty much has said no at least once, if not multiple times. And then they caught the vision and then they eventually said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rare that people want, and it's funny because I'm working on a couple people right now because, right now really we go after more business builders. Hey, have you ever thought about an extra stream of income, Um, so it'll be interesting, but no, most people are skeptical of network marketing, and so they do start off as product users and then shift to business. That doesn't mean we don't try and get them to do the business, but a lot of times we'll just say, oh, well, no, you know what? I'll try the product and then I'll see. Maybe I'll post, right?
Yeah.
But you ask, you just keep asking.
Yeah. And encouraging. And I just want people to realize that I said no. I said absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. So it's just, you can't give up hope, and you want to give suggestions, and kind of like what Alita did with you, Cheryl. Hey, hop on, let's make a post, and just that encouragement. And we have to just keep offering, right?
Yes.
And showing the way. So, yeah, what you shared is going to impact our teams, and I appreciate you guys so much. We have a little bit of the month left, you guys, to do a lot of work. The last couple days of the month are like a month of 9 to 5 job work, right? We can get a lot done in the last 2 days of the month. So we have the free reset for brand new VIPs. Remember that. And then existing customers get that 50% off right now. So that's huge too. So with that, I think that's all that we have tonight. Unless somebody has any questions, let me check the chat here. Awesome stories from mom and daughter. Love it. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you all. And the sweaters were a hit. If Sonia and Helen would have been on, I bet they would have been matchy too. So Kelly, do you have any questions at all? No, Kelly's an emerald on our team too that helps with leading. So thank you again, and we'll hope to see you, Cheryl and Megan. And if you ever need a story returned for your team, let us know, okay? Thank you.